How are you? I'm Jeff Slakey here with Mayor Eric Onisko at Post Office Park. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Jeff?
Well, I wish that I could say that we are going to be sitting here talking about how beautiful the sunshine is and things like that. But I heard what you said at this last week's Shelton City Council meeting, and it was right at the very end there. You had to blink, one of those blink and you miss it things.
Yeah.
But this is an unfortunate, perhaps, cap to a conversation that, well, we went back and looked in the records, and we've been talking about this since 2018. And unfortunately, it's the U.S. government, the federal government, which owns this property here at Post Office Park. Stop me at any time I get this wrong. You guys have been in negotiations with them since 2018 to figure out how to have the city take ownership of this parcel, which again is on considered federal land, post office land. The post office and you guys have been having a conversation over these last couple years. It went dark this last 6 months or so, and then you just found out that they are going to pull out of the negotiations, and this is likely to become a parking lot.
I'd say more than pull out of the negotiations. I'd say pull out of a deal that we had.
Okay.
So 2017, the City Commission started negotiating we had a 20-year lease on the park, and the commission back then was negotiating another lease, and the post office came and said, well, we don't think we're going to renew this lease at this time. We're thinking about making it a parking lot, which actually was the intent 20 years earlier as well.
Okay.
So the deal was is we designated parking here on Franklin Street for post office employees, and we actually were able to use this park. And this park has been a focal point at least since 1959 for our tree lighting ceremony, which is, you can't see it from the camera,
yeah,
but
we're
it's
right underneath
the
gigantic tree.
Yes, and so around 2018, we said, hey, you know, Brewer Park is not really a utilized park, so why don't we offer to swap Brewer Park for Post Office Park with the post office? And then that's when negotiations and phone calls first started. And, you know, it was around 2022 that we actually had a deal, and we actually even provided the post office funds for this deal. We provided them $10,000 for an initiation fee, a moving cost, and a nice wrought iron fence for the Brewer Park for their new parking lot. We provided $16,866 for engineering, and $3,200 paid for an appraisal. And as far as we know, this has been in good faith for many years. And all of a sudden, the post office sent us a letter a couple weeks ago telling us that they're not interested in it for several reasons. You know, they said, well, it's going to cost too much. Relocating the parking lot across the street, which is going to be about the same. You're going to make a parking lot here and make one there.
Right.
And they said they were a little concerned about the homeless population. Well, if they're going to be fencing off that, making it a parking lot, I don't think that would be an issue either. But they've offered for us to relocate this 100-foot tree, and I don't think that's actually possible.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I don't know how many arborists they have at the U.S. Post Office. Now, maybe they do, but so this again, this park has been used casually by thousands, if not more, over the course of decades. And every Christmas, of course, this place lights up as the PUD3 hangs tons of lights on this tree. Has any of those like historical notes when you guys are talking get into the conversations, the history involved in this?
Well, in the letter, they, you know, like they've offered for us to move the tree, and they know that it was dedicated by a Congressman, Owen, but that's really all that they know. They know that it's a well-used park and for or functions. You know, some history on this. You know, this property was donated by Mark E. Reed back in around 1919. Jessie Knight, the postmaster from 1919 to 1945, she oversaw the construction of this beautiful building next door here. And it was about a $60,000 build. Isn't that interesting?
Wow. Try to get those rates again. So what?
But this was the original house Satsup's store, 1875 to 1880.
So is there anything, has anybody been looking into any historical register or historical designation for this land?
Well, I'm going to start knowing now that it was donated by Marky Reed. I'm hoping that there is some kind of deed restriction on this land, that it, it can't be a parking lot, but that's a stretch, and we'll have to look at some deeds.
I went back and checked, and Jessica Schreiber, who is an old queen of the forest in 2017 or 2018, her family has Verls. Anyways, yes. Jessica came on KMAS with me and talked about this when it first kind of started bubbling up. I got to ask, what's been going on in the interim? I mean, so if we were all hot and heavy back in 2018 and now nothing, and then all of a sudden we're here talking now that this could happen in July.
Well, to tell you the truth, I would say it was like 2 months ago, we talked to the post office, and they were still moving forward with the project. They said that they had like $400,000 set aside for the project, for the swap, the Brewer Park parking lot, and all that stuff. So this was a complete shock and surprise, and kind of a blow. I mean, we were negotiating in good faith. I mean, I thought this deal was a done deal. And yes, Jessica did start an online petition, and I believe she had over 800 signatures last time.
Yeah, I looked this morning, there was 1,000.
Yeah, I've contacted her through Facebook. Hopefully she gets back to me or somebody and is interested. I like to talk. I've already contacted Derek Kilmer's office. Yeah. And hopefully I'll get a hold of Patty Murray's office and Cantwell's office. So, and hopefully our 35th district will be able to help. I know that they're state, not feds, but...
This is all done at the federal D.C. level,
yes.
Right? Nobody needs to get upset with the workers here.
No.
Okay, good. No, Let's just get that out there.
No, but I do have a phone number for the real estate specialist in D.C. that we're going to give out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
do it.
Oh.
Well, and who is this person?
This
and
person.
What do they have to deal with? I don't want you just giving some random phone number out.
This is Sean Ford,
okay.
Real estate specialist, and it says if you have any questions, you can contact Mr. Ford.
Okay, well.
So Mr. Ford's number is 703-268-9827.
Are there emails that we can send? Do we need to send letters to our representatives that you're going to reach out to?
Absolutely. I would send emails to Patty Murray and to Derek Kilmer's office, and to Maria Cantwell's office, to our 35th District Senator Drew McEwen, our 35th Legislator Dan Griffey, and Travis Kocher. I would send letters to the Postmaster General, and and tell them that let's get back to the negotiating table. Let's see if we can make this work.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful park. There's even parking, and
what's going to happen to the parking on 2nd here?
Well, that's actually street, so that's going to stay. I mean, that's all going to stay. That parking's all going to stay.
So this could be, now I don't want people to overreact or anything, but July 1st, if this all falls on deaf ears,
yeah,
what would you expect to see on July 1st?
I expect to see this beautiful tree that we've been lighting since 1959 come down.
Wow.
That's what I would expect to see. That is what I'm reading right here. And their exact words is, the Postal Service plans to break ground on its expansion on or about July 1st of 2024.
And have they presented, or do they even need to present with the city any plans or
Nope.
permits? Because it's federal?
Yep. Federal government, we don't have anything to do with it.
Wow.
No permitting or anything.
Call the phone number.
Yep.
Email or handwrite letters to your representatives.
Yep.
Don't get upset with the workers here.
No, don't get upset with the workers. But let me see, I was going to say the UPS has indicated that they are not going to renew this lease.
We always kind of knew this was a possibility.
Well, maybe. But, when you start providing money to the U.S. government for a deal and they accept it and they cash the checks, you would think that this deal was done. It was negotiated in good faith, and as soon as
what about that money?
Hopefully we get it back. I would hope that we get it back. I mean,
once again, folks, we're here at Post Office Park. I hope to have been in a better situation to talk with you about this, especially with Mayor Onisko here. But important to get the word out there.
Yeah. I think we need to make some phone calls. We need to get together.
Anything at the city commission level. I mean, are people going to should come to the city commission meetings and say, save the park?
Well, I think I would love them to, but nothing that at this point that we can do. I think we're gonna
we're up to the federal level.
We're up to the federal level. Yes, we need to make sure that the federal level knows that we want to keep our park. We've made a good faith offer to swap some property that would be no different to them. They were going to have a fenced parking lot over there, fenced parking lot here.
Yeah.
You know, what is the difference? You know, I don't know. I haven't talked to our city manager, but you know, maybe there's some opportunity to vacate part of Franklin for their parking. I don't know. You know, but regardless,
let's come to the table. Let's talk some more.
Yeah, let's talk some more about the park.
It'd be the 65th year if I did my quick math right.
Really?
1959.
Yep.
And it's 2024.
Yep.
So it'd be the 65th tree lighting this Christmas.
Yep. And which may not happen.
May not happen.
Not here.
Wow. Mayor Eric Onisko, thank you so much for some time, buddy.
Thanks.